So the Grinch Simulator tournament ended, and I got 88, but this begs the question, what tournament's next? There have been 11 tournaments in the past, including the Bed Wars 4v4, Blitz Duo, Skywars Crazy Solo, Cops and Crims Defusal, Bed Wars 4v4, Quakecraft Solo, Skywars Doubles, Bed Wars 4v4 again, Turbo Kart Racers, and Blitz Duos again, then the Grinch Simulator. For this list, I'm only gonna do things that haven't been done already because we don't need another Skywars or Bed Wars tournament, as in, it's gonna happen already, so I just want to make ideas for tournaments that haven't happened yet. Some of these are more practical than others, and some of them are just tournaments that I want to have happen. So, yeah. Here's my list. After the tournament ended, I was in the lobby and I saw a lot of people talking about what kind of tournaments would be next. That's the reason I'm making this video. And when it came to arcade games, two of them popped up. One of these was Tnt Says. To me, a Tnt Says tournament is pretty interesting because I feel like it could work the most out of almost any of the tournaments that haven't been done already. So how would a tournament like this work? Well, I think that just like how the Grinch Simulator was, it just goes straight by placement, and I think 10 people is a pretty good amount for distributing points. In addition, I think that the game modes on Tnt Says are pretty interesting, and it'd be non-repetitive, unlike a lot of other game modes, and it would also be competitive. I could see a system where, like, first place gets 100 points, let's say, in starter bracket, and then it just goes down by 10s from there until you hit, like, 0 or 10 or whatever 10th is. I think Tnt Says would be an interesting tournament. It'd be really competitive, and it would have a good point distribution as well. And of course, this would be Hypixel Says, not Tnt Says, but there isn't really a difference between the two. You're obviously thinking to yourself, what? That's not even possible, it's housing. There's so much difference in housings that you can't even make a tournament based off of it. Well, the most popular game mode in housing is housing parkour, and I think that if they did a little bit of work to make a map themselves for a tournament, then it could work. They could do a hallway design such as this, or they could just have one where it's a TP pad like most parkour servers. This would be 1,000 levels, and the placement would be based off how far you get in the parkour. Another option is that you could have over 5,000 levels, let's say, in either a hallway or TP pad design, and say someone has 1 hour, or probably not 1 hour, but 4 hours to go as far as they can in the parkour, and that would minimize tying. Regardless of which way they would do it, I think this would be a really interesting and fun event to be a part of, because, I mean, parkour is slept on from every part of the community, basically, and I mean, only recently has it started getting more popular. There are a couple problems, of course, with this, which is, like I said, tying. If people are going, especially maybe on a 1,000 one, if people are going in parkour, oh my god, it's raining, she says. Okay, anyways, there is a couple of problems, because if you only have 1,000 levels, and especially the difficulty ramping, I could see a lot of people tying on one level. Like, let's say level 200 is a triple Neo. What if, like, most of the people tie on the triple Neo? Then that, of course, is not going to end well, because how do you determine placement at that point? I think that maybe it could be minimized by the 5,000 level design, making the ramping a little slower, making, let's say, the triple Neo on level, I don't know, 1,000 or something. That would help. The other problem I see, though, is they have to build a giant map with parkour, and they would need help because I don't think the Hypixel team knows how to make hard parkour. but they would have to build an entire 5,000 stage map, and that seems unlikely for a one-off tournament, most likely. The other one of these games that was mentioned was party games, because it makes sense. Hypixel Says and party games are the two games that the sweaties like the most, so even still, party games is a great tournament idea, and I think people have been recommending it for a while, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's even the next tournament. Party games has 8 players, the same as Grinch Simulator, so you don't even really have to change how the point distribution works. And it has a bunch of different mini games, which are fun and can be competitive as well. The only problem that I see with party games is that it's going to make the games, or it's going to make the amount of games you can play shorter, because party games last a very long time, and the games being shorter is kind of bad, because it doesn't allow, like, if you get second place, it's way more damaging if you get second place than like if you have 40 games than if you have 60. But the only other way you could fix this is make it have a lot of games. But the problem with this is that the playtime is going to be so high. Other than these problems, I think party games would be a great tournament. A lot of people want the tournament, and it's competitive and fun. I mean, it's party games. You're partying and gaming all the day. Of course, they're probably not going to add an Ender Spleef tournament. This is just mine because I main Ender Spleef, but I would want to explain how an Ender Spleef tournament will work. So the first thing they're going to need to do is remove the bugs in the game. There's a bug where you can get like 32,000 blocks in the void. That's really nice, isn't it? There's also a lot of ghost blocks with the big shot, and they're gonna have to remove these bugs first. And I don't think they're gonna remove bugs just for a tournament that no one's gonna want to play because it's Ender Spleef. The second problem arises when there's 14 people in the game, but the problem with that is that the point distribution might be kind of whack. 14 people is a lot of people to have a good point distribution. So, and the only way to rank point distribution is by placement. You can't get kills in the game. So you'd have to somehow get a point distribution with 14 people, and that's a problem. The final one of these problems, so when in the Grinch Simulator, when you tied, it would split first place. That's not the problem. But at 10 minutes, the game ends. Games are going to last 10 minutes in the tournament because people are going to be sweaty. It has kind of the same problem as party games, where 60 games at 10 minutes per game, that's 600 minutes, that's 10 hours of gameplay. Do you really want to play Ender Spleef for 10 hours? No. But of course, I'm an Ender Spleef main. This would be incredibly fun, and I know how competitive Ender Spleef is because I've had Ender Spleef tournaments before. I've played in tournaments before with leaderboards players. It's fun, it's competitive, it's amazing, but Ender Spleef has way too many problems, so it's not practical at all. There's a lot of strategy with big shot and triple shot and ender blocks and ender teleport and double jumps that won't be able to be shown because Ender Spleef is not practical for a tournament, but it is a really skilled game, and I just wish that it could be a tournament. Tnt Run is one of the 4 games that they recommended, and the third that I mentioned, the only other one's duels, and they're gonna do a duels tournament, so Tnt Run is the last one though, and it's one of the competitive game modes. It was in Minecraft Monday, so, and Minecraft Sunday. Was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday or Saturday, I don't even know. But regardless, it's a competitive game mode, people like it, which is why they recommend it so much, but I think that Tnt Run is about as practical as Ender Spleef, unless they change something. While it would be fun, and it would be competitive, and it takes a lot of skill to do Tnt Run, including parkour, which might be how they implement parkour, but I don't think it would be. It doesn't make much sense for the amount of players. They'd have to either make it only 12-player maps, which would make it much less fun, or they would have to do something with the point distribution, and I do not know what. just like Ender Spleef, the point distribution is going to have some workarounds because you can only win from survival, and on 24-player maps, that's just there's no way that you're gonna get anything of the sort. But not only that, it also has the problem of party games slash Ender Spleef, where the games are gonna last way too long in competitive games because everyone's gonna do the one jump strat, which means that either have less than 60 games or play 52 hours. Yo, I got my strategy. Try to fight me, guy. Yeah, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah, what you gonna do? Yeah.